Doors closing.
Hi, this is Ryan Hoppy's mom, and you're listening to Happy Hour.
Welcome back to Happy Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Yes, now. What? Now. If I hit this button, boom, the whole program's gonna start. Okay, well, hit it. All right.
Happy Hour starts in 4, 3, 2. Happy. This is Happy Hour with Hoppe.
Where we at? Always going in, never doubt it. Never worry about the dollar. Need a source or trending topic. Be the hottest, search about his competition. Microscopic, never copied. I'm a giant rolling weed up, now we flying. H-O-P-P-E. 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 You already know Happy Hour in your system.
Oh, yeah. How the hell are you? This is Happy Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe. And yeah, we know it's a happy Cinco de Mayo, but first...
Hey guys.
What's up, G?
Wanna go to Chachki's? Get some coffee?
Oh, it's a little early.
I gotta get out of here. I think I'm gonna lose it.
Uh-oh. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the mundu.
One more time.
Uh-oh. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the mundu.
One more time.
Uh-oh. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the mundus.
Lastly.
Uh-oh. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the mundus.
Mm-hmm.
Today is the 5th of May.
It's Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo.
No. Cinco de Mayo.
What's that about?
The Battle of Cinco de Mayo?
Mayo. I love mayo.
Cinco de Mayo.
I am throwing a big Cinco de Mayo body.
What are the rules?
There are no rules, senor. It's Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Oh yeah, it is a happy Cinco de Mayo. And so during the day, I work at Beasley Media Group, and then afterwards, which is what I was trying to say, I record Happy Hour. But during the day, I work for Speedy and Rick Thomas and Ron and everybody over there. It's a great time. And in the break room today was Grumpy Gringo. The absolute best Mexican food around. I got myself a whole plate, and what I actually did was I wasn't hungry because the food was there at like 11 a.m., so I saved all of it. And what I'm going to do is eat it later on. I'm going to go back after doing my podcast, and then they announced that DJ Neto is now the afternoon host on Magazine 92.5. So for all my Hispanic listeners, you should be listening to them. DJ Nico, I mean. So the deal is he is on in the afternoon. So then they had pizza as well. So I'm very well fed today. It is Cinco de Mayo. I'd be lying to you if I said I really know what the holiday is about, but I know back in my drinking days, I used to get turned up and whatever. And I don't miss drinking. What's going on in headline news?
This is not headline news. Today is Cinco de Mayo. Don't celebrate too much during lunch. You may lose-o de jabo.
Yeah.
Tickets for Beyonce's tour are selling for as low as $25. You'll get used to it, responded the other two members of Destiny's Child. Disney wanted to pay Jeremy Renner half his original salary for a second season of Hawkeye.
Got it.
Renner said he wasn't plowed over by the offer.
Wow.
And someone stole Joaquin Phoenix's car outside of his LA home. It's kind of payback for the $15 he stole from all of us with Joker 2. This is not headline news.
I've heard better, but it's still better than late night TV. Mm-hmm. Now, maybe you think I'm a little too hard on late night TV. During this show, I'll make a joke about late night TV. People are like, oh, it's great, Ryan. It's great. I don't really tend to think so. But hey, maybe this weekend was different.
A Chihuahua named Pearl, who is just over 3 inches tall, has been declared the world's smallest dog. Pearl is so small, I couldn't even see her in front of my lawnmower.
Wow.
If you read the headline, like I did, that said, Meghan Markle reveals why she and Prince Harry call each other M and H, don't get your hopes up.
I don't get it.
Yes, it could be because there's a fascinating royal tradition that dates back to the days of King Henry VIII, but it's not. It's because their names start with M and H.
Wow.
The sex trafficking trial of Sean Combs begins in New York, and just like his parties, I'm only going there to watch.
Not bad, but I'm really picky when it comes to laughing. Not everything will make me laugh. All right. Before we get into some of the news clips from this prep service I use, Wise Brother Media. So I'm a guy where I manifest my own problems. Whenever I don't have problems, I'm like a guy that overthinks. And then when I do have a problem, then I'm like, remember when I didn't have any problems? Well, today I was looking for the little AC cord that I plug into the back of my podcast board to record this radio show. And I couldn't find it in my trunk because I recorded 2 places. I recorded the chill room of Pinellas Park and the Personify Studios in St. Petersburg with my mentor, Topher Morrison. But I couldn't find it. So I recorded Topher's about half the week and then at the chill room half the week. And I have a little plastic box with my board, my headphones, and the plug-in. And on Saturday, I was really stoned. And I dropped the plug-in cord in the parking lot. It's like a little business park, but it's like a little parking lot. And I dropped it, and I left it there. And luckily, Susan, the angel who works the front desk at that business park, she found it Monday. So for 2 days, nobody ran it over in the parking lot. And then she found it and held on to it. And I was freaking out. I went to the chill room. I'm like, Topher, do you know where it is? He had no idea. It wasn't in the studios. So then I talked to Susan at the front desk and she's like, oh, is this it? And it's funny. I'm not sure if I believe in astrology or whatever, but I do know that I have some type of Virgo luck. So shout out to Susan. And a no good to me overthinking and creating my own problems. So there is an interesting video here. There is a woman who booked a massage. And she was like, oh yeah, my back's been hurting. I'm just assuming I need a massage. But it ended up being a brothel.
I accidentally had a massage at a brothel.
Oh, geez.
I went and just had a massage the other week after the gym. My neck was sore. Well, since then I've found out that it is a full service. There were flags and they were red and waving.
Can you imagine you walking in, you hearing some moaning or whatever?
And when it was halfway through, a guy walked in and he was like, oh no, I'm going to wait for that other person. And I was like, yeah, whatever. She's actually giving me a great massage. But then she didn't change the towel or the face thing or anything when I left. She was just like, out, next.
That's kind of gross.
They were probably so confused as to why I was there saying, I've got a sore neck.
That accent's kind of freaking cute, you know? Sit on my lap. This is a strange headline. And of course, this is in Florida. A man. And of course, this was in Port Charlotte. So the Tampa Bay area made the prep service twice today. The first one is because a man threw a can of corn at his neighbor's house.
We threw it back in his yard a couple times, and he threw it back after a while. I called.
That's the most trashy Port Charlotte thing I ever heard. And they got the Port Charlotte accent.
Threw it back in his yard a couple times, and
sound like mutants.
He threw it back after a while.
I called the lady who lives there because she lives in Canada to explain that Earl had attacked her house again.
She just put $500 into repairing it. And the next week, he threw stuff through the windows again.
Someday he's going to hurt somebody.
Most of us are senior citizens, and we're afraid to walk down our own street.
All right. And then also in the Tampa Bay area, there is a realtor that says her name is Angela Julian. And she's a Pinellas County realtor, which Pinellas County is like St. Pete, Clearwater, and I guess we claim Largo and Pinellas Park. But she said that a man was trying to touch her feet at showings.
He pointed down at my feet and was like, "Oh, you have an ant on your shoe." And I was like, "Where?" And I'm frantic trying to get the ant off my shoe.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Where?" And he's like, "Right there, right there." And he bends down and he starts unbuckling my shoe and caressing my foot. And I just thought that was really weird.
Duh. Of course it's weird. It's strange, but it's very on brand for Florida, I guess.
At the same time, he's fidgeting with his phone, petting my foot, fidgeting the phone, and I think he's trying to take some type of a video up my skirt. It was really alarming.
I would say that is the definition of alarming. Now, I've often said that Ohio is the Midwest Florida. A lot of weird things happen in Ohio, like giving Rover's Morning Glory a career. I'm just kidding. He actually has talent. Alan Cox does not. That douchebag. So I've often said that the Midwest is like Florida, but with snow, especially Ohio. And there was a man, a 61-year-old man, who attacked a female employee at Dairy Queen.
He started screaming, and so then the lady was like, "There's no need to scream," which was the coworker that got attacked, and then eventually he came back there and assaulted her.
People are people and things are gonna happen. I just didn't want anybody else to get hit, or we're in the kitchen. There's knives, there's hot grease. Homeboy could have had a gun. I mean, we never know. I didn't want anything to escalate, so I was just like, "You're going to sleep."
Here's the thing. Is Ohio has this weird vibe. It's the girls in Ohio are pretty and nice and skanky. But the thing is, the guys up there are just angry. I don't know if it's because the sports teams never really win when it matters. Speaking of a team that hasn't really won when it matters, you got the Yankees. And a father made an unbelievable catch at the game.
He's going to catch the ball. She covers his eyes.
How about that?
And he still caught it.
It's dad power right there.
That's impressive.
Now catch it blindfolded, and after you do that, give me the ball.
All right, there you go. And finally, here is a comedy skit, an old school instructional film about Cinco de Mayo.
Instructional Films presents Cinco de Mayo, remembering Mexico's resistance to French rule on May 5th, 1862. The holiday is virtually ignored in Mexico, but thanks to slick marketing campaigns, it's a hit in the U.S. Look, there's the board of directors for the beer companies, laughing all the way to the bank. And there's Jeff, who drank too many cervezas and tried to drive home. He got pulled over by the police. Cinco de Mayo, because St. Patrick's Day was almost 2 months ago.
Not bad. 856-49-HOPPY. A report is that 14% of Americans have no idea what Cinco de Mayo is. I would fall under that 14%. Here are 20 things that are sexy now that wasn't 20 years ago. Eyebrows that are in pencil thin, a lack of a tan, lack of tattoos. 50-year-olds 20 years ago were viewed like Golden Girls. Now the MILF culture is bigger than ever. Bald guys with beards used to be a midlife crisis. Now it's a whole aesthetic. Muscular women. I don't know about that. Long hair on dudes. Small-chested women. All right. I got to say something. I gotta be careful. I'm not saying that if I'm hooking up with a girl that she needs to have huge jugs. But there's been times I've been hooking up with a girl, and yes, I'm grateful that they got to have sex with me or whatever. But and I have a flat chest, I have no boobs. If my boobs are as big as yours, it's a problem. And I know some people are blessed with big boobs, and some are blessed with, but as long as you have something I can suck on, that's fine. But if there's nothing, and then the list goes on to say like an 800 credit score, being vegan, blah blah blah. Sounds like a very woke list, whatever. So I could not freaking believe it. I am very good at remembering dates. I swear I'm not on the spectrum. But it has been 10 years. It has been 120 months that I have been in Tampa Bay. And it's time for Hoppy's Inbox, as I made a post with the first selfie I ever took here.
It's time for Hoppy's Inbox, only on Hoppy Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Yeah. 1, you are a Tampa Bay radio legend, and I will always be a listener of Hoppy Hour. I appreciate that. Mark, my friend Maria, we are glad you moved here and have met you. Stuntman Tex, who is a listener of the Two Guys Named Chris show. You are amazing. Don't forget that. And then here's the 2 comments that really annoyed me. So there's that whole thing, and I'll play it at the end of Hoppy Hour today. It'll be my Easter egg, my rant against my old boss, Rover's Morning Glory, where he said I only had 70 downloads. So I put in my post that I have 500,000 downloads, because we do in 10 years. And he said 499,930. Get it? Because it's like 70 minus that is that. 500,000 minus 70 is that. LMA, dude, for real, I'm effing happy for you, man. It's been great seeing your podcasting radio career flourish since leaving WMMS and Rover's Morning Glory. And then another comment was 70 downloads. Can I just talk to you for a second? I know it's not really all in fun, but it's just a radio bit. But can you imagine for 10 years, everybody tells you 70 downloads, 70 downloads. And then this comment right here really made my day. I love this last name. It's Kummer. I believe it's Kummer. His name's Joe Kummer. It says, been listening, homie. Thanks for all the ear candy. Oh, I didn't mean to press that. I love how I'm reading a compliment and then I let that play. Kind of describes my show, just having a lot of things play at once. All right, this show is going off the rails. But Joe Kummer says, been listening, homie. Thanks for all the ear candy. Yeah, I love that last name. The family of Cummers. Okay, here's the deal. It is Monday, and we have just begun. We have so much to get into. I was getting a lot of messages as well of people that were grateful that I talked about Joe. Not Joe Kummer. I got to get him on my head. Even though I appreciate you listening, bro. There's a lot of listeners you get to know, and you get to recognize their last name, and that's a name I recognize. But I got a lot of messages. I was trying to say Jeff Knight, the guy from Janice Live who had the whole Clearwater ferry incident, and he's a scumbag. And I was talking to people in the media, and they're like, we're really grateful that you said something because we don't want to burn a bridge with Janice Live. And I'm like, but someone died because of him. So I think I'll keep speaking out and saying that Jeff Knight is a scumbag. All right. Here's the deal. It is Monday. And we have so much to get into. Oh, it's going to be a crazy show. So we're going to come back on Happy Hour and get this party started right after this.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
It's time for Hoppy in the morning.
RyanHoppyRadio.com.
Happy Hour will be right back.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
As a reminder, if you don't feel like listening to this next song, you can skip over it. But Ryan Hoppe of Happy Hour takes pride in his selection, so stick around, folks.
Yeah. Word them up. Hey, yo, turn the bass up a little bit, Jiggy. Yeah. Now check it out. I come again, phone over again when the drummer come in. Synonyms don't wanna end, rock him's gonna win. Always seem to come out at the right time with the right rhyme. Smooth in the day and sound rough at nighttime. Just an echo in every ghetto, meadow and valley, side street and alley. From New York to Cali, I've been seen in every state in between on stage. They scream every phrase, I lead a city in a rage. It's off to the next one, the blessed one. That's my procedure. Leave you in a deeper mind state than anesthesia. You catch a seizure if you try to stop the great when I operate. Just let the crowd please or drop the weight. This one everyone is in gear, from everyone from here to there. Ideas that you hear, severe to the ear. Nevertheless, I provide a worldwide request and manifest. And this is from the east to the west. From New York to Cali, coast to coast, I've been ripping California to clubs. From New York to Cali, climbing over dumps, dogs, girls, blowing kisses and phony hugs. From New York to Cali, coast to coast, I've been ripping California to clubs. From New York to Cali, climbing over dumps, dogs, girls, blowing kisses and musical vibes. I memorize in my mental enterprise, then improvise live with my supplies. You know the quota, fashionable designs that shine, the international kind. Start the rhyme, time the motor, universal format. Adapt to wherever you're living at. From all four corners of the map, whenever they play it, it gets interpreted, hip-hop related. Already dedicated to keep it heavy populated. Attract everybody that could rock. Do a block party, make it look like Woodstock. Yeah, rock him a lot. Nothing similar to my seminar. They travel never far, plus that's where the women are. I like to ask them what's the best time to hear me rhyme. Nevertheless, I provide a worldwide request and manifest. And this is from the east to the west. From New York to Cali, coast to coast, I've been ripping California to clubs. From New York to Cali, climbing over dogs, girls, blowing kisses and phony hugs. From New York to Cali, coast to coast, I've been ripping California to clubs. From New York to Cali, climbing over dogs, girls, blowing kisses and coast to coast, I've been ripping California to clubs, rhyming over dogs, girls, blow me kisses and throw me hugs. An expert at a concert on stage. I got classics, which means my smash hits won't age. Just sing along. I bring a song, I'll be swinging long. We could do a thing to dawn. I came to bring it on tour. Stop at all the record stores across the nation. Blow at the radio station to show appreciation. Retreats for the streets, beats for the jeeps. I reach incredible feats to get deep for my peeps. Prop for the unorthodox style. I got they couldn't wait for me to drop new stock for the block. Stalking cassette decks, Walkman headsets, I come on. Fly concepts, just high tech. My first display still converse with the days of slam. That's why the man's first jam still played. So tell the neighborhoods I got the goods again. It's Rakim, then again, that's how it should have been. Nevertheless, I provide a worldwide request and manifest. And this is from the east to the west. From New York to Cali, coast to coast, I've been ripping California to clubs. From New York to Cali, climbing over dogs, girls, blowing kisses and phony hugs. From New York to Cali, coast to coast, I've been ripping California to clubs. From New York to Cali, climbing over dogs, girls, blowing kisses and phony hugs.
I just water. Rakim with New York to Cali. Mine would be Cleveland to Tampa.
Coast to coast, I've been ripping California to clubs.
I just oh yeah. What a song. I kind of like the vibe I do of like playing unlicensed, unreleased music. It'd be so nice if I could play the latest bangers off of Spotify, but I can't.
Happy Hour will be right back.
Oh, what up? What's happening? This is Happy Hour. It's following. Oh man, my mic fell. Oh, just. Today is the Mondayest of Monday shows. This following segment has been brought to you by Daisy Beezy Honey. It's DaisyBeezyHoney.com. When I tell you it's the best Delta-8 CBD honey around, I'm mad at my words. It comes in the form of a lollipop. Lick the lollipop dropper. A honey stick or a jar of honey. However the hell you want to get high. DaisyBeezyHoney.com. Tell them I sent you, okay?
Doors closing.
And now, something completely different.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
It's Happy Hour!
My favorite here.
Hey, man. It's Kid Chris.
What up?
The Happy Hour podcast.
That's me.
Look, man, I'm a fucking girl dad.
Got him.
I'm driving my kids to cheer practice and shit. I have no time to record a fucking liner for your podcast, this Happy Hour thing.
But you just did.
So, good luck. Eat shit. Hey, man, it's Kid Chris.
I didn't mean to air that a second time.
Recording for the average Joe and Jane because we don't discriminate by gender.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
Today's show is off the wall.
Ladies and gentlemen,
like usual.
It's the most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Yeah, yo, dialing up the Happy Hour, worldwide podcast. Tune in for the scoop, celeb, gossip, and mass. Ryan Hoppe on the mic, kicking off the night, talking about the love, the new, giving it tight. 85-609-6773.
I got it.
Hit the digits, call the show, set your mind free.
What up?
Agents of wild tales, ain't no rest in the world syndicated. Hoppe is the best. Happy Hour's live.
856-49 Hoppe. 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. You can always email me, RyanHoppeRadio@gmail.com.
Late night vibing, the airwaves ignite. Happy Hour hitting hard, feeling so right. Feel the rhythm, feel the beat, flowing through the wire. Ryan Hoppe on repeat, never tire. From dawn till dusk, the stories they climb. On Happy Hour, time flies by and rhyme. Happy Hour's live, from coast to coast. Turn the volume up, praise and toast.
Okay.
Tune it up the volume, dial it right.
Yeah.
Hoppe's voice, that's the highlight.
I got it.
Tampa Bay news with a twist so bold. Floridian sunshine dipped in gold. Ryan Hoppe's got the scoop with flair.
I do.
Gators on golf courses, you better beware. From Busch Gardens to that crazy traffic maze.
Or Jeff Knight being a scumbag.
That Florida glaze. Tampa Bay tales hot on the air.
856-49 Hoppe. 856-494-6773.
Hoppe drops the mic and set sail.
Oh, yeah, I do. Especially when I call out mutants in Tampa Bay.
Whoa! Happy hot topic!
There is nothing worse than a famous person in Tampa. The ego is unbelievable. You're not known in Orlando, 70 miles away. Shut up.
It's been just over a week since the tragic hit and run involving a Clearwater ferry. We're now hearing from passengers on that vessel.
And they're
yeah, and Jeff Knight, because he has money, is getting away with it.
disputing some of the claims made by the operator of the boat that struck them. Mariah has the latest on all of this. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. So the statement that we're talking about this morning was issued by lawyers representing both the family of Marcos Pacheco and Brenda Alvarez, both passengers on the Clearwater ferry.
I don't know, man. I'm just tired of the rich and elite getting away with crimes in Tampa Bay. You had Mike Calta shove Bubba's girlfriend to the ground, and then he got no charges. But if it was like Ohio, when Rover shoved the cop to the ground, he had to go to court for that. There's just a lot of stuff where people get away with things in Tampa, and it's no good.
In the statement, their lawyers counter 3 claims that were made by Knight's attorneys, Jeffrey Knight's attorneys, in their statements that they issued just last week. The first counter in the statement this morning is the question of whether or not Knight fled the scene.
He did.
Knight's lawyers say the allegation has no legal or factual basis, that he left the scene once his boat took on too much water.
Of course, like, the lawyer's going to side with him. We know he did it. We know he's a scumbag. We know he's guilty. So, like, hearing from his lawyer, what's his lawyer going to say? Oh, yeah, he did it. And he's a rich, pretentious, white trash moron.
And only after police and rescue officials had made it on scene. Well, lawyers for the passengers, this morning they argue that it doesn't matter why or when he left the scene, that he does admit to leaving the scene.
Yeah, you know, if I did this, can you imagine if I did this? I would be crucified. I would have Cowhead talking about it every morning because he has nothing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? But when somebody with power does it, that's what I find disgusting. disgusting about the Tampa Bay area is that if you have power, you can get away with things.
Quote, that is the only fact that is undisputed. He drove away, period. End of story, end quote. The next point counters Knight's attorney's claim that the crew and passengers on board the ferry were distracted by dolphins in the area. A direct quote from their counter response.
They were distracted by cocaine.
If it was light enough out that the victims could see dolphins, why couldn't Mr. Knight see a massive ferry directly in front of him? End quote. They accuse Knight of not paying attention while behind the wheel.
We all know the rumors that scumbag loves to do cocaine. That's all alleged. I'm sure he's never done it. I'm sure he's so nice around women and such a good guy.
And the third bullet point in that statement counters Knight's claim that the ferry wasn't lit properly and that Knight acted in full compliance with Florida law.
He's going to get away with it and the rich get richer. It's the part about America I don't like.
Attorneys for the passengers say, quote, none of Mr. Knight's actions were responsible, lawful, or in sound.
And even like that picture they have of him walking off the ferry, he just has this little short man syndrome of like, I'm going to get away with it. I have money, the area. Because the problem is a lot of these police departments in Tampa Bay, if they know it's a celebrity, a Tampa Bay celebrity, they let them get away with it.
Judgment. The video of
unless you're a pedophile.
The ferry crash is not ambiguous. Knight's failure to follow the relevant nautical rules is the primary cause of the collision with the ferry.
Jeff Knight, I want you to listen to me very carefully, very clearly. You are a loser. You will always be a loser. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care that the media is afraid to talk about it because they don't want to burn bridges with you. I will burn a bridge with you. You are a loser. You will always be known as a loser, and that's all you are.
Loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Well, you should be, because you are dirt! You make me sick, you big baby!
There you go. That's how I feel about you. Burn it out! Whatever.
Julianne Hough is reacting to the news that her ex, Brooks Lake, is expecting a baby with his fiancé.
If she's releasing a statement, she ain't in our room.
Following the news that Julianne's ex-husband, Brooke Lake's fiancée, Katrine Tanya Davis' daughter, is pregnant.
She seems better off. Like, Brooks is better off with her.
And expecting their first baby together, Julianne shares a sweet message with the couple. Julianne, who finalized her divorce with Brooks in 2022 after separating 2 years earlier, writes on Brooks and Katrine's joint post, "Congratulations, you two, on expanding your family."
That's such a rich person thing. I'll see it with like celebrities and people I know on radio where you comment on your ex's profile. Like, I know my ex is going down on women and giving them whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I don't care.
This baby is...
Even though I just said it out loud so people will think I'm care, but I'm just saying that you don't always need to interact with your ex. It's weird.
Congratulations, you two, on expanding your family. This baby is already so loved. In the picture, Brooks and Katrine, who got engaged in December 2024, hold up the sonogram in their photo carousel. They write in the caption of their May 4th post,
"We are insufferable.
Our greatest blessing, baby Lake coming this fall."
All right, good. 856-49 happy. I saw this headline here, and I thought this was not just fascinating. I think it's overall crazy. So I'm going to describe it to you. In 2012, 2011-ish, I was graduating high school. And in Chicago, everybody that liked hip-hop would listen to Power 92 and DJ Ferris. And he would play new Kanye West. He would play new Lil Durk, new Chief Keef. Heavy hitter. We in Chicago. He's the best. And there was this up-and-comer named Lil Durk. Now, Lil Durk, later on in the late 2010s and early 2020s, was making atrocious music. But he was one of the original SoundCloud mumble rappers, him and Chief Keef, and this guy had it all. He had a key to the city of Chicago, which is kind of sketchy, and he talked about getting out of the hood, but he never could leave his criminal past behind, and he got somebody murdered who killed his friend, King Von. And he is now facing another charge, stalking death charge, added to his murder indictment. And it is absolutely crazy. I will post a picture of his mugshot at Ryan Hoppe Radio. This is old news, but the new stalking charge is new. It is absolutely fascinating to me when somebody has it all. You are the king of Chicago. You did a song with J. Cole 2 years ago. You are mainstream. And it's like, I know sometimes it's hard to leave your criminal past behind, but you made it. You had it all. Then throw it away like that? You're stupid. I'm going to post this picture on RyanHoppeRadio.com. Sydney Sweeney let loose in Vegas. She was partying with MGK and Patrick Schwarzenegger, which I wonder if that was going on. You know, a lot of girls, they go through this thing when they go through a breakup where they start, you know, sleeping around a lot and they have different boy toys. And then they regret it. But it's got to drive Jonathan Davino nuts that you're breaking up with this girl. And then whenever you're hanging out, which I don't know why they're still hanging out. Maybe it's like breaking the lease or something. But they're still hanging out and she's wearing like the baggiest clothes to not show off her body. But then when she is around Machine Gun Kelly and Patrick Schwarzenegger, all of a sudden, she's showing off that body of hers. I feel like she'd be the type of girl that when you first date her, she's cute as hell. It's like, oh my God, it's Sydney Sweeney. But then you probably get sick of her so fast. She probably has moods where she leaves you on red and gives your comment a like, I know good. This next headline's fascinating. There was an OnlyFans girl named Chloe Amour, Amour, and she bought a billboard. In LA, and it got defaced. Usually her face is what's getting defaced. But here she is talking about her billboard getting defaced.
And come to find out from...
She sounds like every porn star. They all sound like this.
And come to find out from Regency Outdoor that they suspect it could possibly be a religious organization that's targeting the board.
Religious people are weird. A lot of them are in the closet. A lot of them are jealous that porn stars and people in the LGBTQ plus community, little area, are a little more open and having a better sex life, so they want to take it out on others because they're mutants.
And we want to believe that they're not targeting me specifically.
No, of course they are, honey.
Like as an individual, it's more of that they're targeting the fact of what I'm promoting.
Which is sex and getting your rocks off.
And that they don't agree with it. And that they're continuing to...
Go read your Bible and shut up.
Vandalize the board. Now,
what would God say about vandalism? That's what I love. I love when religious people make up their own guidelines of what to believe. And then they're like, oh, but what would God think of that?
I heard this.
I mean, Jesus was banging out Mary Magdalene. We all know that Mary Magdalene was again around
the board. Now, when I heard this, it made sense to me.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly which religious organization it is. There can be a couple of guesses made based off of that neighborhood. I didn't go researching the neighborhood of, which...
I got it.
Churches or...
All right. Just like every other porn star and sometimes women, they never get to the point.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppeRadio.com. Happy Hour will be right back.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
As a reminder, if you don't feel like listening to this next song, you can skip over it. But Ryan Hoppe of Hoppe Hour takes pride in his selection, so stick around, folks.
Turn me up a little bit when that music comes in. It gets loud.
Swizzy,
Yes. Hands up, hands up, hands up, higher. Hands up, hands up, hands up, higher.
Be very different now. Swizzy.
Hands up, hands up, hands up, higher. Hands up, hands up, hands up, higher.
I need everybody put your hands up, wave those outside right quick for me.
Slow down, hope you kill
Yeah. You would think I was on roids. I've been hitting so long and I'm a big-headed boy. Nah, we ain't on HGH, though I might pick up some weight when I'm running through your state. Nah, we ain't on the clear, we on the runway in back-to-back legs. It's Miss No More Drama and Barack Obama. Rhymes feel honest. I put my life on these tracks. You act like y'all wanna prepare me for the facts. Luckily my therapy is the rap. I just bare my soul, I don't expect nothing back. You all welcome, long as you felt I was gon' get mine. You know where the hell I'm from. I'm from the bottom, so I do this from the diapers. Quick, fast, turn the Big Apple into cider. I do this, I'm a writer and a writer. I spew it cause I'm nicer, but I do this for the lifers. I'm a writer and a writer. I spew it cause I'm nicer, but I do it for the lifers. You welcome. Get your hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up higher. You probably never see again somebody so deadly via the pen. Viva Jovito Padino, muy bien. Big up to Biggie and Pac, I do it for them. Until I reach Khalik, I do it for him. Do it for those who can't do for self, due to the pen. May these bars reach through your bar. And mine, when Mary sing, it heals your heart. God solely sustains, feel you are. Love is a battlefield, we all get scars. I put my heart into this. This is much more than marketed music. The reason I gotta market to do this is people going through pain. I'm just walking them through this. This ain't no marketed music. People going through pain. I'm just talking them through it. Everybody get your hands up.
Hands up, hands up, higher. Hands up, hands up, hands up, higher.
Sounds so beautiful, don't you agree?
Slow down, hope you kill
If you're driving for your love, this would all be a dream, and you made our dreams come true. That's why y'all don't need to thank us, cause we do this all for you.
Talk to him, Mary.
We knew what you were going through. Because we were going through it too. When no one seemed to understand, we were always there to hold you.
Sure, I taught you I watch brands and watch bands. I also said watch the man hopping out of van. I ain't only teach you about Ibiza. I taught you how to fish and not let other niggas feed you.
For all of y'all, keeping y'all in hell, just to see you smile and enjoy yourself. You all are welcome, you all are welcome, you all are welcome.
Everybody say different J, different V, different H, different O, different V, different M, different J, different V, different H, different O, different V. Knock 'em out the box, knock 'em out the box. Mary, knock 'em out the box, knock 'em out the box. Ho, knock 'em out the box, knock 'em out the box. Swizzy, knock 'em out the box. Individual, knock 'em out the box. Hey, get it up, ho, get it up, hey, get it up, ho, get it up, hey. To the left, ho, to the right, hey, to the left, ho. Good night, 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 good night. Good night, good night, good night, good night, good night, good night, good night.
Oh yeah. It was Jay-Z and Swizzy Beatz and Mary J. Blige with You're Welcome. You're welcome.
Happy Hour will be right back.
Sure, yeah, Ryan. Hoppy.
That's me. Did you know that?
Hoppy.
Mm-hmm.
It's you and me, Ryan Hoppe.
This following segment has been brought to you by Amir Academy at Martial Arts at amiracademy.com. 2700 22nd Street North, and that's in St. Petersburg. When I tell you he's the best MMA trainer around, I'm a man of my words. Women's self-defense classes, kids classes, MMA classes, whatever the hell you need. Go there.
Hey, Hoppe, it's you and me and Ryan Hoppe. Hoppe, it's you and me and Ryan Hoppe. Hoppe, it's you and me.
So we have recorded 12 episodes of the Hammer and Hank Show with Henry Oakes and Ryan Hoppe. But here's the deal. You can go to Spotify, HAMMERIN Hank, or do the search feature on whatever podcasting platform you're using. But here is the award-winning PSA from Hammer and Hank.
Hello again, it's your favorite San Francisco DJ, Hammer and Hank. I may look normal, but the truth is, I have a condition known as autism. That's right, it's a condition, not a disease. Fact is, autism can strike anyone, regardless of who they are. People with autism normally have difficulties in verbal and non-verbal communication skills, social interactions, and leisure activities. In a recent study, people with autism are less likely to have a job and more likely to become homeless. I beat the odds by having loving friends and family, having a college education. I have even worked in the San Francisco Bay Area as an honored personality for many years. Always remember that people with autism want the same things as you, to be happy and successful. To find out more about autism, please contact your local mental health center or visit autismspeech.org. This is Hammer and Hank, and I appreciate your kindness.
Doors closing.
Now, something completely different.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
It's Hoppe Hour.
Hey, what's up? I'm Woody. That's Greg Gorey.
What's up?
Menace.
Hi.
Gina Grad.
Hey.
Seabass. There's Sammy.
Hello.
We are The Woody Show. Yeah. And you are listening to Hoppe Hour. Yeah. With Ryan Hoppe.
Hey, it's Scott Rizzuto from The Riz Show in St. Louis, and you're listening to my man, Ryan Hoppe, on the Hoppe Hour.
Live from Tampa Bay, you are tuned in to Hoppe Hour.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
One, two, three, four.
Wake up quick, it's the morning flow. Ryan Hoppe with the news, you know. Celeb gossip on the stereo.
I got it.
Dating tips with a gangster glow.
Whatever.
Hoppe Hour, let's get loud.
Woohoo.
Turn it up and join the crowd.
856-49 Hoppe. It's 856-494-6773.
Love, talking lust.
You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio.
Trust.
You can always email me, RyanHoppeRadio@gmail.com.
It's a must. Hollywood secrets in the air. Ryan's voice everywhere.
Hoppe Hot Topic.
Here in the important news, I say that sarcastically.
Sarah Jessica Parker will not be attending fashion's biggest night.
The Met Gala, which is the biggest douchebag show. It's every celebrity like, how can I look so different?
In an interview with Entertainment Tonight, the And Just Like That star, who has been a Met mainstay over the past decade,
oh no,
gave a simple reason as to why she won't be attending the 2025 Met Gala. She tells the outlet, quote, "I have to work, but there's going to be so much to see and I look forward to seeing what everybody does."
My thing, the biggest way to describe how annoying the Met Gala is, even though I'm a fan of the guy I'm about to talk about, is the fact that A$AP Rocky went dressed up as a Captain Crunch. I mean, that's the douche chills of it.
and how they interpret the theme and the homework they did for the assignment. She continues, quote, I care a lot about it. I want to try to really honor the work of the curators and everybody who inspired this moment for those of us who get to attend. While the Sex and the City star who first attended Met in 1995 sadly won't be attending this year, her looks from past years still rank as some of the most iconic. According to Vogue, the actress has attended the gala 12 times total and conducted extensive research each year on the various themes. She told Vogue in 2015, quote, I've spent time in various uncomfortable and unconventional seated positions in cars on the way to the Met Gala in order to respect the dress. While attending the 2020...
All right, all of a sudden, I care.
Miley Cyrus is debuting more new music.
It was funny. Last night, I have about 5,000 songs saved on my Spotify from over the years. It's like my MP3 player. So I joined Spotify in like 2011 in high school. And what's funny about Spotify is the song 23, when she was like in her like hoe phase, hanging out with like Juicy J, and like, damn girl. She had that like boyish hair. She was really skanky.
During a surprise concert in New York City, May 3rd, the Grammy winner performs her new song, More to Lose, for the first time. In a video of the event shared to social media, Miley can be seen introducing the song to the audience at Casa Cipriani, New York, which she teases includes a few exes, saying, I have a lot of people that I've known and loved for a very long time in this room, even a couple of exes. The 32-year-old, who's been in several high-profile relationships over the years,
like when she cheated on Liam with Caitlyn Carter, no one talks about that.
Including dating Nick Jonas and Stella Maxwell, as well as her marriage to Liam Hemsworth from 2018 to 2020, hints at a fallout from a past romance in the unreleased track. Singing, I knew someday the one would have to choose. I thought we had more to lose. The ballad is just the latest song Miley's teased from her upcoming album Something Beautiful, set to drop May 30th. And the 9th studio record will also be her first visual album, with Miley describing the project to Harper's Bazaar in an interview published back in November, saying, it's a concept album that's an attempt to medicate somewhat of a sick culture through music.
856-49 Hoppy. It's 856-494-6773.
The sex trafficking trial of rap mogul Sean Diddy Combs is set to begin tomorrow. Nearly 8 months after his arrest, jury selection will begin here in Manhattan. It is happening the same day as the Met Gala, where Diddy was once a fixture among A-list celebrities. Diddy has pleaded not guilty in the case, but if convicted, he faces what could amount to a life sentence. Joining me now to break it all down is former Florida State Attorney Dave Aronberg. Dave, always good to see you. I'm curious how challenging you think it is going to be for the defense and the prosecution to pick the right jurors.
Yeah, it's got to be weird trying to find jurors that don't know about it. You have to find like morons that live under a rock.
In this high-profile case, what are they looking for, and is it possible to find someone who doesn't know this man?
Phil, good to be with you. You know, you don't need an empty vessel. You don't need a blank slate. You just need to have jurors who are willing to set aside what they know, what they've heard, and just follow the evidence and the law.
He's pretty much saying there's no one that's going to not know about the Diddy case.
It happens all the time. We've seen higher profile people than Diddy go to trial, like Donald Trump, and we're able to find an impartial jury of their peers. So it doesn't need to be someone who is just living in a cave, who's never heard of this. They can hear things and know things, but they just have to commit under oath to follow the evidence and the law. And both sides get to try to vet and weed out those people.
He's pretty much saying there's no way in hell no one's going to know who Diddy is.
Who can't do that.
Going to be a process. Central witness in this case is Diddy's ex-girlfriend, the singer Cassie Ventura. In terms of this case, how significant is that video that most people have seen by now of Diddy attacking her in a hotel?
It's huge. People lie, but video does not.
That's a good point.
And it is telling that Diddy has denied everything.
It's one of the hardest videos to watch. It's up there with that Ray Rice video from back in the day.
Until this video was shown. After that video was shown, he then fessed up to it. He admitted he erred, he screwed up, and yet he's denying everything else that has not been caught on video. So that video will say a lot, because I don't expect Diddy to take the stand. And they're going to see Diddy, though, with their own eyes when he didn't think anyone was watching.
Okay.
And it exposed him as a liar at the very least, because he denied anything happened. And Cassie is going to take the stand.
Dun, dun, dun.
So I think it's going to be devastating for the jurors to see with their own eyes him acting in an abusive way, physical violence.
I mean, it was like he beat the crap out of her, man.
It's because that's part of the charges here, that he used physical violence to keep people under his control.
Yeah, he's a sociopath and a loser. Speaking of this loser.
Ryan Reynolds isn't interested in fueling any rumors.
Yeah, he's just trying to go away. He's got this wife that's insufferable.
After online sleuths found that Travis Kelce reportedly unfollowed the Deadpool actor on Instagram, a fan questions Ryan about the alleged change in a crowd while signing autographs. In a TikTok video shared on Friday, May 2nd, a person can be heard repeatedly asking Ryan, quote, "How come Travis Kelce unfollowed you?"
I love how, like, in 2025, that's what you ask somebody.
Are you guys friends? However, the actor continues to not acknowledge the question before leaving the crowd.
Yeah, what's he going to say? Oh, yeah, my bitch of a wife ruined everything.
E! News cannot confirm whether Travis was following Ryan prior to the recent speculation.
Why would you even admit? You're pretty much saying we don't know what we know.
The reported online following change has led fans to believe it has something to do with a rumored feud between Taylor Swift and Blake Lively.
I love this. I love when the media doesn't want to say for sure what it could be. And it's like, it could be because of this. Like, duh. What else would it be? I just can't. Duh. I was trying to get a duh sound effect.
After the pop star was mentioned in the couple's lawsuit against Justin Baldoni. In their ongoing legal battle, Justin included alleged text messages in his lawsuit regarding a meeting at Blake and Ryan's.
Yeah, he really brought the evidence.
Ryan's house where Taylor was in attendance.
All right, so there's that. This is interesting. Nicolas Cage's son, Weston Cage. Let me see how old he is. Weston Cage age. He is 34 years old and he has been married 4 times. This is a bit of a red flag.
Happy hot topic.
Weston Cage Coppola ties the knot yet again. The son of Nicolas Cage and ex-girlfriend Christina Fulton has said "I do" for a 4th time. This time to model Jennifer Alexa Cantor.
Hopefully she's with him, not for the name.
With Weston sharing
She's really cute.
several selfies with his new bride
Nice chest.
from their ceremony at the London West Hollywood to Instagram May 2nd. In a statement to E! News, the D-Day actor, who has known Jennifer since they were teenagers, calls the marriage, quote, "the divine and God-given sacred union that I have always desired."
Why is it going to be any different this time, bud?
This happy news for the couple comes after they announced their engagement back in March.
All right. Wish you the best, bud. I don't know why so many guys are so desperate to get married. I don't know if it's pressure from family. Like, I have a friend who's Asian and his family really wants him to get married. And it's like, I get the tradition, but it's not the 1970s anymore. But then again, the boomers living in the past, no, they never do that.
Happy hour. Happy hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppyRadio.com. Happy Hour will be right back.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
As a reminder, if you don't feel like listening to this next song, you can skip over it. But Ryan Hoppe of Hoppe Hour takes pride in his selection, so stick around, folks.
Y'all now tuned with something beautiful right here. Something epic. Fine, this official. Matthias, let's make it. Look, I'm being a nice guy. I leave that to them dudes that shoot hoops. I'd rather roll through in a new coupe with chicks that get 200 to do shoots. Rolling a shooby dooby while we listen to smooth grooves. Dude, I tried to told you I'm hot like magma and keep a mirror. I'm stashed up in the Dodge Magnum near the stash of the Magnums. Never know which one I'ma use. Right there, I got a couple people confused. Cause I never lose, and I never snooze. Pop shit, then I pop this shit, knock you out of your shoes. I shut down crews and rock tailor-made suits and Louis shoes. It's hard to do what I do. Son like Evil Knievel, keep a watch face see-through. I do this for my people selling through they screen though. My mom said I was a walking felony cause I kept 16s in the closet like Kelly. Shot with the fellas. Dogs ain't barking at them, chickens ain't clucking at them, pigs ain't searching at them, birds ain't chirping. I'ma hurt 'em up, hurt 'em up, hurt 'em up, hurt 'em up. I'm a hustler for real. My dogs ain't barking at them, chickens ain't clucking at them, pigs ain't searching at them, birds ain't chirping. I'ma hurt 'em up, hurt 'em up, hurt 'em up, hurt 'em up. I'm a hustler for real. Nah, dog, I'm not a mad rapper. I'm a disgruntled MC and I teach you dudes about tussling with me. Truth is, I hate these marks. I should pull this jammy and spark and leave these rappers handicap park. And when you see your boy out, bow down or kiss the ring. With a crew about myself, I ain't worried about a thing. This is Shot City, man. Where the f you from? And your chick can't go if she ain't gobbling. My partner Supreme told me flows hard on these monkeys. I hit Crow Gems and told them make my wrist chunky. Chain hung like donkey. And for them dudes who want it nickname beautiful, keep them brass on me. Homie, I'm funky like leg shots to let you know that I'm serious. When them blocks get hot, I'm in the streets bare chested. I got money invested. Easy tested. My dogs ain't barking at them, chickens ain't clucking at them, pigs ain't searching at them, birds ain't chirping. I'ma hurt 'em up, hurt 'em up, hurt 'em up, hurt 'em up. I'm a hustler for real. My dogs ain't barking at them, chickens ain't clucking at them, pigs ain't searching at them, birds ain't chirping. I'ma hurt 'em up, hurt 'em up, hurt 'em up. I'm a hustler for real.
This ain't the young and restless. You could say the drama like support boy. Put your life on pause like a comma. When you cutting corners and you stacking money, it's again turn comedians, man, they get to acting funny. I know the MCs, the real MCs. Same old same dude, man, them was shopping with me. Get a pumpkin head in front of your little daughter. You a broke pop machine, you out of order. I'ma come and get you. Don't make me hit your shells like a pillow. Armadillo. Watch the blue lies with the blue films. Make him look like he got gills. This ain't artificial, man, this real. Throw him in Lake Michigan and hope the nigga can't swim. And if he can't, I guess he won't live. Giving names, get your change, he ain't hate a bill. Ain't nothing, Charlie. Let's go. I am the grain.
I just oh yeah, we got training camp starting soon and then preseason. And then it's gonna be the NFL season. Can't freaking wait. The amount of time between now and January, think about how fast it flew. It's now in the NFL season. So, whenever there's a headline about a certain athlete that's in the NFL, I love to play this music just to pump me up. And right now, that very music is something I love. It makes me happy. But it also reminds me of this guy, Aaron Rodgers, back in the day, always beating the Chicago Bears. So it's a little triggering. Oh, sure. I got it. Woohoo!
Whoa! Happy hot topic!
Aaron Rodgers is sparking marriage speculation. The NFL quarterback sparks interest when he shows up to the 2025 Barnstable Brown Gala ahead of the Kentucky Derby.
What a douchey thing to go to. And he's a douchebag.
On May 2nd, sporting a dark-colored ring on his left ring finger. In a video circulating social media, fans quickly began to speculate as whether Aaron had secretly tied the knot with his girlfriend Brittany. E! News has reached out to reps for Aaron, but has not yet heard back.
That's freaking pathetic to admit. I know some news sites do that. Oh, we reached out for... But can you imagine saying, oh, we reached out and we didn't hear back?
The marriage speculation.
I reached out to Adam Carolla. I was supposed to interview him in January and he ghosted me. I reached out to Laszlo, Kansas City radio legend, and he ghosted me. You see what I'm saying?
Shin comes 5 months after Aaron shared his relationship with Brittany with the world.
Yeah, you know that girl's in it for the clout. There's nothing about him that'd be fun to date. But he's not a generous lover either.
Years after he and ex Shailene Woodley called off their engagement.
Yeah, you know, Shane over him.
Aaron tells Pat McAfee and AJ Hawk of his new romance during his December appearance on the Pat McAfee Show.
We haven't heard of it.
It's a good feeling, boys. It is. Well, the 41-year-old does not share any additional information about Brittany, noting she doesn't have social media. He says the couple do...
That's a smart choice. Whenever a woman's not about social media, that is someone you wife down, guys.
Tune into Pat's show together. We watch the show. She's a fan of you.
That's called ass kissing right there. I saw this headline. This is weird.
Sopranos alum Joe Pantoliano is the latest celebrity contemplating a move abroad after...
Oh, God, who cares? No one cares. Oh, no, the dude from The Sopranos is leaving. No.
After President Trump's election.
Leave. Listen. I'm not a big Trump guy. I'm not a big fan. So I don't want people thinking I'm a fan of him. Whatever. But I'm telling you, bye. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
I'm so uncomfortable with the nature of what's happening in our country.
Bye.
And I just want to run for the hills. He exclusively told Page 6 at the Tucci in Italy premiere
go to Italy and enjoy it.
Earlier this week. The 73-year-old, who has over 150 different acting credits,
good for you,
added that he's finding it difficult to focus on his job while watching the news coming out of the current administration.
Listen, I think Trump's a creep. I think he went to Pedophile Island. I wouldn't want him to date my daughter. I wouldn't even want him to be around his daughter. But I'm not going to leave.
It's hard for me to think about people's bulls, T.I., like making a TV show, he explained. The world is on fire. It's hard for me to concentrate.
All right, bye.
Pantoliano shared that he and his wife, Nancy Shepard, had recently returned from Portugal and they are contemplating a move there.
All right, go then. Bye. Trust me, nobody cares.
Whoa! Happy hot topic!
And there's this nut job.
Christina Hawk and Josh Hall have settled their divorce.
Perfect last name. She's the heck.
Nearly a year after the pair filed for divorce, Christina and the real estate agent have finally reached a settlement.
She just seems like a wishy-washy sociopath.
With a rep for the HGTV star telling People May 2nd, Christina is pleased to confirm that a settlement has been reached through mediation. She extends her sincere appreciation to her attorney Laura Wasser and her team for their professional guidance and support throughout the process.
Yeah, she's got some experience since that was her third divorce.
The mom of 3 who shares 14-year-old daughter Taylor.
I'm sorry, Dad, you've brought kids into the earth. A trashy woman like her?
And 9-year-old son Braden with ex-husband Tariq El Moussa, as well as 4-year-old son Hudson with ex-husband Ant Anstead, then takes to social media to give her legal team a shout-out.
All right, there you go. Shout-out time! Whatever, man. Kristen Cavallari said that Harry Jowsey sent her a dick picture and it was massive. Man, everybody talks about like Kim Kardashian or Paris Hilton sleeping around, but no one talks about the body count of freaking Kristen Cavallari. This is my favorite punchline. Her body count is as big as a CVS receipt. So she has something called Honestly Cavallari, the headline tour. And here's her little tease.
At Wayfair, we get pretty excited about...
I love pop-ups, don't you? Remember that whole Wayfair conspiracy or whatever?
It's been 5 years exactly since I've had to do this. This is my least favorite part of any show.
It's Kristen Cavallari on her couch.
Why are we here today? I am kicking off the Let's Be Honest podcast tour.
It's going to be a bunch of women that are never the prom.
And a docu-series about the entire journey.
The whole point of this tour is to talk about some of the most scandalous headlines that I have been in.
All her scandalous headlines were her saying who she slept with. That's not that interesting. It just makes you look like you're promiscuous.
Want to give them something to write about? Let's give them some damn headlines.
I can't listen to that. That is the most annoying thing ever. God, I know she's freaking hot. I get it, but I would not date her. She would spill all the details.
Happy hot topic.
Kylie Jenner is giving a shout out to her boyfriend, Timothée Chalamet. On May 2nd, the Kylie Cosmetics founder posted a series of bikini selfies to Instagram, where the model can be seen wearing a black swimsuit and a New York Knicks hat, which happens to be her boyfriend's favorite basketball team.
Hell yeah.
And her friend Jordan Woods, who is currently engaged to Knicks player Karl Anthony Towns, responds to the sweet nod, writing, "Okay, Knicks hat."
Remember when she slept with her sister's friend?
With a five.
I mean, not her sister. She slept with Khloe Kardashian, is the half sister of Kylie, and she slept with her husband. That's what it was.
Emoji. This
Tristan Thompson.
This post comes days after the Lovebirds packed on the PDA while sitting courtside at an NBA game.
I bet she had no idea what's going on. But she is a fan of balls. Get it? Let me see here. SNL made fun of Bill Belichick and Jordan Hudson. I'm sure it's hilarious.
This order will make it socially acceptable for a man in his 70s to date a 24-year-old.
Wow. It's them pretending that Trump's signing those orders. The thing is, I don't care if somebody dates somebody that's younger. Everybody's jumped on this bandwagon of, oh my God, it's so terrible. As long as it's consensual, and as long as he's not waiting outside of a high school, waiting for her to turn 18, who the fuck cares?
That's right. We're calling it the Belichick Law.
Saturday Night Live has entered the chat. After a CBS Sunday morning interview with Bill Belichick went viral last week
We know. We're not talking about this.
due to his girlfriend Jordan Hudson interrupting over a question of how the two met.
How did you guys meet?
Not talking about this. No.
It's a topic neither one of them is comfortable commenting on.
Yeah, where'd you meet her? At the Jupiter, Florida brothel?
The late-night sketch series poked fun of the couple's nearly 50-year age gap in the most recent cold open. During the skit on May 3rd, SNL cast member James Austin Johnson parodied President Donald Trump as he signed multiple executive orders in the White House. At one point, Stephen Miller, played by Mikey Day,
I'm going to be honest. I am not an Alec Baldwin fan, but he was the best at impersonating Trump. Everyone else is terrible.
handed the president an executive order that would make it socially acceptable for a man in his 70s to date a 24-year-old.
Wow. That's freaking hilarious. Of course they made it about Trump.
Leaving the president to declare it the Belichick Law.
This order will make it socially acceptable for a man in his 70s to date a 24-year-old. That's right. We're
Wow, that's freaking hilarious.
calling it the Belichick Law.
All right, I can't listen to this. I try to not hate SNL. I really, really do, but they do it to themselves.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppyRadio.com. Happy Hour will be right back.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
As a reminder, if you don't feel like listening to this next song, you can skip over it. But Ryan Hoppe of Hoppe Hour takes pride in his selection, so stick around, folks.
I'm laughing at your mama. Just in case you can't see.
Now hit the Yoshi on him. Hit
hit the Yoshi on him, hit the Yoshi on him, hit the Yoshi on him. Now Super Mario that hoe, Super Mario that hoe, Super Mario that hoe, Super Mario that hoe. I hit the Yoshi on him, and Super Mario that hoe. I hit the Yoshi on him, and Super Mario that hoe. Hit the Yoshi on him, and Super Mario that hoe, Super Mario that hoe, Super Mario that hoe. I hit the Yoshi on him, and Super Mario that hoe. Hit the Yoshi on him, and Super Mario that hoe. Hit the Yoshi on him, and Super Mario that hoe. Super Mario that hoe, Super Mario that hoe. I see them rolling, riding, they vibing to the song. Them boys start acting up, hit the Donkey Kong. It rolls so hard, it's stuffing up your Genesis. Run game to your game like Sega Genesis. Bring it up to the sky, then bend low. Gon' play with it like Nintendo. If a nigga really wanna get it, I can show it to you. Here I go. Don't think about it, hit the Super Mario. I hit the Yoshi on him, and Super Mario that hoe. Hit the Yoshi on him, and Super Mario that hoe. Hit the Yoshi on him, and Super Mario that hoe. Super Mario that hoe, Super Mario that hoe. Hit the Yoshi on him, and Super Mario that hoe. Hit the Yoshi on him, and Super Mario that hoe. Hit the Yoshi on him, and Super Mario that hoe. Super Mario that hoe, Super Mario that hoe. I do the Heisman if you stank in the club. I throw them balls. I do the Yoshi on them niggas. Super Mario that hoe. See me hit the G5, running on my tippy toes. I'm in the club hitting the Yoshi with about 50 hoes. I'm King Kong on the beat, got King Kong in the trunk. Face up in the club, niggas say that this the fun. Gonna bounce on your toes, gonna hit the Yoshi hole. Now when you done with all of that, hit the Super Mario. Hit the Yoshi on them, and Super Mario that hoe. Hit the Yoshi on them, and Super Mario that hoe. Hit the Yoshi on them, and Super Mario that hoe. Super Mario that hoe, Super Mario that hoe. Hit the Yoshi on them, and Super Mario that hoe. Hit the Yoshi on them, and Super Mario that hoe. Hit the Yoshi on them, and Super Mario that hoe. Super Mario that hoe, Super Mario that hoe. For y'all niggas just to know who the best is. Hang on every block, sorta like Tetris. Y'all fly around like insects. Me and Luigi tryna get at the princess. Best to know, nigga, I'm the worldwide bomber. I shoot you red and blue like Contra. I'ma do this shit for all my fans. You can't do the Super Mario without the cartridge. Hit the Yoshi on them, and Super Mario that hoe. Hit the Yoshi on them, and Super Mario that hoe. Hit the Yoshi on them, and Super Mario that hoe. Super Mario that hoe, Super Mario that hoe. Hit the Yoshi on them, and Super Mario that hoe. Hit the Yoshi on them, and Super Mario that hoe. Hit the Yoshi on them, and Super Mario that hoe. Super Mario that hoe, Super Mario that hoe. Mario.
Happy Hour will be right back.
I am. This following segment has been brought to you by Fortify.com. FORTIFEYE.com. When I tell you it's the best pre and post workout around, the man of my words, it comes in the form of a lollipop. It comes in the form of coconut, and it comes in the form of fruit punch protein powder. I got my commercials mixed up. When you go to FORTIFEYE.com and at checkout use promo code Ryan20, you save 20%. This is also being brought to you by WestChasePrinting.com, the best printing company in all of the Bay Area. Business cards, posters, yard signs, whatever the hell you need, I'll go there. This is also being brought to you by Rich Keeley, Master Barbershop. RichKBarber.com. When I tell you he is the best barber in all the Bay Area, I'm a man of my words. 4545 West Kennedy Boulevard. And that is in Tampa. But you can't just show up and go, hey, Rich, can I get a haircut? You got to sign up at richkbarber.com. But when you do, he'll hook you up. And finally, for my Florida and Maryland listeners, if you need help with your mental health, go to counselingoncall.net and tell them I sent you, okay? Does that work with you? I hope it works with you. Because if not, frankly, I don't really care. Here's Hammer and Hank.
Tick season's here, and with it comes the risk of Lyme disease, a condition which affects over 500,000 people every year. If not treated, early Lyme can lead to debilitating later stage symptoms. Check for ticks and remain vigilant for symptoms such as fever, headache, and fatigue. For more information on prevention and treatment, please visit BayAreaLyme.org.
Doors closing.
And now, something completely different.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
It's Hoppe Hour!
It's you, me, Ryan, Hoppe.
I love Ryan Hoppe. Hey, this is Eric Zane. You're like, who? Yeah, I know. Anyway, you're listening to Ryan Hoppe. Hoppe Hour. This motherfucker is resilient as shit. Everybody tries to rub Ryan's fucking face in dog shit, and then he always picks himself up. I love that. Fuck everybody. Give them the finger and kick their ass, Ryan Hoppe. Hey, you're listening to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe. This is Eric Zane. I don't know these two people, but I know they're fucking assholes. Mike Calta and Rover, suck my dick for what you did to Ryan.
Hey, this is Tom Bernard, and you are listening to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Hi, this is Rod Ryan from The Rod Ryan Show in Houston, Texas, and you're listening to The Hoppe Hour.
Search Hoppe Radio to listen into Hoppe Hour.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Wake up early with a jolt to the soul. Hoppe Hour's got the morning on a roll. Ryan's got the scoop on the latest fling. Tune in tight, we'll hear everything. Sex talk live with no filter, no shame.
You will.
Celeb gossip and we're dropping names.
I got it.
Dating tips that keep you on your toes. Hoppe Hour's here, everybody knows. Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
That's me.
Morning waves just can't stop me.
856 49 Hoppe.
Chance we're feeling proudly.
856 494 6773.
Stirring the buzz from our love lives, finding fame in star-studded highs. Secret confessions behind the screen.
Ryan Hoppe on the mic,
that's me.
Breaking down the scenes, NBA drama, living out the dreams. Ex-wives wildin', stories about the queens, dropping knowledge bombs, all in on the schemes. Hoppe's moves, man, he knows it all. From scandals to the court, rise and fall. Tune in, now you'll have a ball. Hoppe Hour got that shock and awe.
Oh, yeah. It was the Denver Nuggets blowing out the Los Angeles Clippers. And once again, a team with James Harden choked. I'm starting to think that James Harden is a problem. When he was on the OKC Thunder with Durant and Westbrook, he lost. When he was in Houston with Dwight and CP3, he lost. In Brooklyn with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, he lost. In Philly with Joel Embiid, he lost. And in the Clippers with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, he can never win.
NBA's real talk.
He barely has won any Game 7s, and he had 7 points on some bad shooting the other night. I will tweet out that tweet at Ryan Hoppe Radio, but
these hoops, man, he knows it.
James Harden has a weird legacy
Court rise and fall.
because he's one of the all-time greats,
Now you'll have
but he's like one of the all-time greats at not winning a championship.
Happy hour, got that shot and all. Happy hour, got that shot and all.
Happy hot topic. LeBron James will not be attending the 2025 Met Gala on May
Why was he going to even go?
5th. The Lakers player shares on X, formerly Twitter, that following a knee injury sustained in a recent game, he will have to miss the event at the Metropolitan Museum of Art.
Listen, they can say that all they want, but you know JJ Redick was like, listen, we just lost in the playoffs, and the last thing I need is you there.
LeBron writes on the platform, unfortunately, because of my knee injury I sustained at the end of the season, I won't be able to attend the Met Gala in New York tonight, as so many people have been asking and congratulating me on. However, the athlete does say that fans can expect to see his wife Savannah James in attendance.
Oh my God, that loveless marriage. That is the unspoken thing, that they cheat on each other.
My beautiful, powerful queen will be there.
He always has to do that queen and king thing. You know what I mean? It's like, I got it.
Holding the castle down, as she always has done. ESPN first reported the news of LeBron's injury on May 2nd, stating that he suffered a grade 2 MCL sprain in his left knee during the fourth quarter of Game 5. The outlet also reports that the injury has a 3 to 5 week recovery timeline.
All right, so there's and then there's this headline. It's not really funny, but Kawhi Leonard reacts to Greg Popovich stepping down as coach.
Happy hot topic.
Now, we all know he had kind of a bad breakup with Greg Popovich on the Spurs, but
Popovich has stepped down as the San Antonio Spurs head coach and will transition to the full-time team president. And here's what Kawhi Leonard had to say about that.
We're not going to get you for a minute, so Greg Popovich stepped down as Spurs head coach. He's going to be in the organization, but obviously, I think the last time you were in San Antonio and Greg was in San Antonio, like, he got on loudspeaker and vouched for you and everything. Like, what does it mean to you at this point where, you know, Greg's not going to be at that spot to do something like that anymore, just head coach of the Spurs anymore?
He had a phenomenal career. He coached till pretty much he couldn't, in a sense. So it shows how much dedication he had to the game, how much he loved the game, and how much he gave to the game. And I appreciate everything he's done for me. Coming into the league.
Time heals all wounds. He would not have said this a year ago.
He helped build my foundation and showed me how to win. So want to congratulate him on his career, but also just stay healthy.
So there is that.
Jimmy Butler has been saying since he got to the Warriors that Steph Curry is the Batman and Jimmy is the Robin, but I think Buddy Hield thinks differently now.
Let's go. Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, Buddy Hield and Jimmy Butler have kind of this joke on.
Everybody. Buddy. Come on. Jimmy Butler. Off today. Jimmy Butler. Andy Watson. Buddy.
All right.
Definitely not Robin 01. He's Alfred. His name is Butler. Can you
what can you say about Buddy's performance tonight?
Yeah, Jimmy. Buddy gets paid a lot of money to play at a high level. Buddy was Buddy time. Good for you, buddy.
Yeah. If Buddy Hield can always ball out for the Warriors like he did last night, they are unbeatable. Because you cannot rely on Stephen Curry forever and ever.
Good for you.
So there's that. I'm wondering when this Jimmy Butler thing will end. Larsa Pippen has this boyfriend named Jeff Kobe. C-O-B-Y. Let me look him up. Jeff Kobe played basketball. He played overseas in Colombia, and he's got kind of a boy toy vibe. And supposedly, Larsa Pippen was asked about wedding bells. Man, it's got to be weird being Scottie Pippen that your wife just gets around, your ex-wife rather, and she got your money, the little money you have. So it's them walking in.
No, sir. Congratulations on your new love.
Oh, jeez.
Are you happy? Are you?
That's an annoying voice. I love how these paparazzi want to get answers from the celebrities, but then they sound like mutants.
Don't you see her happy? She's super happy. She's amazingly happy. Congratulations for real, Lance, okay? Good luck with both of you. Thank you.
Wow. You know, that guy's annoying on Tinder. You're not going to be able to hear it because it was kind of read through lips. But Russell Westbrook said, send their ass home after a dunk that put the Nuggets up 31 points.
And Tyronn Lue is now looking to the bench to make some other changes. Westbrook.
Hell yeah. It would be kind of cool if Russell Westbrook ended up winning a championship for Denver. He gets a ring.
Another jam.
I just feel like it's going to be the Celtics again. I don't know why. Maybe because they're good. Speaking of the Celtics, Kevin Garnett had a heated argument with his girlfriend, and the cops were called. But they are saying, both sides are saying that things never got out of hand. Yeah, I feel like Kevin Garnett, if you're in Kevin Garnett, if you're in an argument with him, it's like really wicked. Mm-hmm. And finally, Greg Popovich is stepping down as the head coach of the San Antonio Spurs. And here is his little silly press conference. I will play it uninterrupted without any pauses to give him the respect he deserves.
I can never express the gratitude that I have for so many people caring about our organization and sending me thoughts, prayers, that sort of thing. Since I had this stroke, things are getting better by the day, but it's not good enough for what we plan ahead. And so it's time to make this change. I want to thank all of you in here.
I'll interrupt with one thing. It really is like making me feel weird seeing this coach I grew up watching leave the league.
Former players, coaches, friends, people from the ticket office, or people who put on a show during timeouts. We all have a part in this. It's not just the players and the coaches. Everybody has been dedicated to do their part to make a successful, thriving organization. And that starts at the top with the whole family. And we will...
Yeah, we will, a what?
Continue to do our best to do this with class. That's one of the reasons why Mitch Johnson will be taking over, because we have total faith in him to continue what's been started a long time ago.
Good man. A little obsessed with politics at times, but good enough, guy. All right, here's the deal. We're going to come back on Happy Hour. We're going to keep things going after this.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppyRadio.com.
Happy Hour will be right back.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
As a reminder, if you don't feel like listening to this next song, you can skip over it. But Ryan Hoppe of Happy Hour takes pride in his selection, so stick around, folks.
My curse. I'ma put it all out in one verse. So I'ma start by asking niggas what's worse. Going to a 9 to 5, grinding till I eat dirt. You should know why I do it for. Cause I don't ever wanna go back to being broke. I don't ever wanna go back to the third floor. OHC, apartment 224. So I don't drink and I don't smoke. Don't get sleep, nah, I just work. Me and my brother, we been doing this since knee high. But ain't nobody checking for niggas in VI. So we fly, we flew into Georgia and we made plans to get heard and be seen and put on for our city by any means.
Thinking about what's been going wrong, wondering when my time's gonna come. I paid the cost and worked too hard, so I can't wait till I get on. When it's my turn to be the boss, I'ma show these niggas who put me off that I'm a don, the only one. So I can't wait till I get on. I'ma lose my mind if I don't get on. That's why I grind till I get on. 'Cause I'm gon' shine when I get on. So I can't wait till I get on. Push these rides when I get on. Skip these lines when I get on. I'ma be king when I get on. So I can't wait till I get on.
In this oversaturated game, when everything I'm hearing is really sounding the same. If we lose, you know who they gon' blame? Us for not doing a song with T-Pain, or even Akon, or any big name. Spit it like Jeezy, Kanye, or Lil Wayne. And I'm a fan of them all, but the fact still remains that I won't, cause we tryna create our own lane. I swear to God that I won't ever change. I refuse to compromise and be a victim of the game. I speak it from the heart so the world can feel my pain. Told you I don't care about the fame. I'm like a new Jay-Z with a Virgin Islands swag and an A-Town bounce with my Virgin Islands flag. Pardon me if I brag, but see we ain't never had. Wake the neighbors, tell them haters that we came to make them mad. And I've been
thinking about what's been going wrong, wondering when my time's gonna come. I paid the cost and worked too hard, so I can't wait till I get on. When it's my turn to be the boss, I'ma show these niggas who put me off that I'm a don, the only one. So I can't wait till I get on. I'ma lose my mind if I don't get on. That's why I grind till I get on. 'Cause I'm gon' shine when I get on. So I can't wait till I get on. Push these rides when I get on. Skip these lines when I get on. I'ma be king when I get on. So I can't wait till I get on.
lose my mind. No matter what we won't compromise.
I'ma rise from the bottom to the top one day. Swear that I'm never gonna stop, no way. And I don't care what those haters got to say. I was gonna make it big. Thinking about what's been going wrong, wondering when my time's gonna come. I paid the cost and worked too hard, so I can't wait till I get on. When it's my turn to be the boss, I'ma show these niggas that I'm a don, the only one. So I can't wait till I get on. I'ma lose my mind if I don't get on. That's why I grind till I get on. 'Cause I'm gon' shine when I get on. So I can't wait till I get on. Push these rides when I get on. Skip these lines when I get on. I'ma be king when I get on. So I can't wait till I get on.
Oh yeah, it's Rock City and Akon with When I Get On.
Wondering when my time's gonna come. Wait till I get on. When it's my turn to be the boss. I'ma be king when I get on. Wait till I get on.
Happy Hour will be right back.
Oh yeah. Let's go through all the sponsors right now. I never get freaking podcasts that begin their show with like 7 live reads or sponsors. I'm like, who's listening to that? If I were that sponsor, I'd be pissed off. Well, what do I know? A lot. This following segment has been brought to you by Cheeky Mouth Guards at GetCheeky.com. When I tell you it's the best way to quit biting on the side of your mouth, I'm a man of my words. GetCheeky.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 30%. Shimmerwood CBD drinks at Shimmerwood.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 30%. GetGoodFeels.com for good vibes THC drinks. Go to GetGoodFeels.com and use promo code Hoppe to save 20%. Old distillery.com for the best t-shirts around. Use promo code Hoppy to save 15%. Garden State Distillery Dirty Vodka. GardenStateDistillery.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 15%. Aspire Green Tea Drinks at AspireDrinks.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 20%. Afura Coffee. AFUERA Coffee.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 20%. FSDrinks.com. For the best boba around, use promo code HOPPE to save 20%. Oh, you're looking for the best beef jerky? BigForkBrands.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 20%. And finally, are you looking for a good energy bar? QuantumSquares.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 20%. All of these are on my website, RyanHoppyRadio.com, RYANHOPPE Radio.com. I would hope you know how to spell radio. Or it's in my podcast section. So whenever you listen to Happy Hour like you are right now, in the podcast description is all of that. We're going to come back on Happy Hour and keep this party going and going. So let's hear from Hammer and Hank, which you can hear the Hammer and Hank Show with Henry Oakes and Ryan Hoppy on Spotify by searching up Hammerin, HAMMERIN Hank Show, and check it out on his podcast feed.
People with autism are often treated like they are different. Believe me, we are. Hi, this is Henry Oakes, but my buddies may have known me as Hammer and Hank. I was labeled as slow when I started school. Come to find out at the age of 12, the doctors decided I was autistic. Now at the age of 48, I have completed an associate degree in radio broadcasting and worked in the San Francisco Bay Area as an on-air personality. So yes, I am different. People with autism have no needs, no different than you. Laugh, love, and learn to get an education and join the workforce. I did it, and so can anyone else with autism. So when you meet someone with autism, don't feel sorry for them. Work with them. Find out for yourself that autism isn't a disease, it's a condition. To find out more about autism, please visit autismspeaks.org. Autism Speaks. It's time to listen.
Doors closing.
And now for something completely different.
It's time for Hoppy in the morning.
It's Happy Hour!
Me, Ryan, Hoppy.
Hey, I'm Scott Burrell, and you're listening to Happy Hour with my boy Ryan Hoppy. You're shaking it up with my boy Ryan Hoppy on Happy Hour. It's time to shake it up on Happy Hour.
Hey, this is Lex from the Lex and Terry Radio Network, and we are now ready to name our successor, Ryan Hoppy.
Hey everybody, this is Terry James from the nationally syndicated radio show Lex and Terry, and you are listening to Happy Hour with my man Ryan Hoppy.
Hey, this is Fish Calloway, and you are listening to my best friend Ryan Hoppy. He taught me who the hell writes this? Who writes this? Did he write this? Why would he write this? It's Happy Hour with Ryan Hoppy.
Triggering middle-aged dudes since 2012, this is Happy Hour with Ryan Hoppy.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show.
Time for the AI song that mispronounces my name. I love this bit. Wolfman Jack, but it's Hopman Jack. Get it, my last name. Hi, Jace.
This is the theme to Happy Hour. The theme to Happy Hour. Oh, wow.
That is the show.
With Ryan Hopping in
Hoppy.
Let's laugh, let's dance right now.
Mm-hmm.
tower. Silly jokes, the last will shower. Ryan's here with all the
Oh, wow.
tuning folks.
That's a mouthful.
Happy hour is the thing.
How the fuck does AI work?
Grab your friends and
It
let's
just makes a song.
Pimo, what is it? Scooby-Doo and wacky tunes. Ryan's laughter fills the rooms. Crazy fun and all the loons. Hot, sour, bring
Hoppy.
moves. Catch the wave and ride the fun. With Hoppy Hour, we're never done. Ryan Hop, #1. Come and join us, everyone. Hoppy Hour is the thing with Ryan
Hoppy.
Hop. We all sing.
Happy Hot Topic.
Today on TMZ.
Okay, it is not enough that Luigi Mangione is a hero to millions of people.
You're all mutants. If you were to date him or be friends with him, he would murder you. I think the problem is we have so many freaking documentaries and so many freaking murder podcasts that people have lost their moral. Now, I am not a fan of the insurance companies. You'll never hear me defend them. But you can't just fucking murder somebody.
He is now the subject of a new musical. It'll be in San Francisco's.
Of course it's San Francisco. Clean up the crap in your city. There's literally an app that tells people where to not step on crap. Your city sucks. And this is coming from somebody that used to want to move there and be on Wild 94.9.
Taylor Street Theater. First 5 nights are sold out. Like, this is going to be popular.
Is the plan to actually take this on the road and maybe even to go to Broadway?
Oh, if it tours, they should say it's going on the run instead of saying it's going on the road.
The trial teams are set for the trial of Diddy. Interestingly, all 5 lead prosecutors are women, believing presumably that it will appeal to a jury in a case about sex trafficking.
Good luck finding a jury in this case.
Are they going
That's a good point.
to try to pick all women? Prosecutors are going to want women on the jury.
Women can.
That's not going to help his case. I mean, not that I care about his case, but I mean, it seems like they're going to be a little biased.
Be the harshest judges of women.
I love how not one woman has chimed in this whole conversation. Blake Lively talking
It's a bitch.
about the Justin Baldoni lawsuit.
It's the women who have had the ability to use their voice.
God, I can't stand her. You're a mutant. You'll always be known as a mutant. I don't care how averagely pretty you are. You'll always be known as an insufferable hack.
That's helped me in my belief in my fight
Well, there's no belief. You're the one that started this whole BS, bitch.
for the world to be safer for women and girls.
She's basically saying, I'm taking all this hate on because I will stand up for women and girls.
Yeah, even though you're insufferable to work with. And nobody likes you. And the people that do like you, it's a transactional relationship.
There's nothing worse than self-service masquerading as self-sacrifice, and that is what she is doing.
That's
Thank you, bro. Someone said it.
a really good bumper sticker.
This is the ultimate.
That's a long bumper sticker.
This is her truth, but not the truth. I don't even know if it's her truth. I wanted to make a bumper sticker too, though.
All right.
So we all know George Clooney can play basketball, but he can also kind of play softball too.
God, he's freaking cool when he's not being political and acting like he's better than us.
We have him out with the Broadway League and the cast of Good Night and Good Luck.
There he is running around the bases.
I love that he's on the Broadway softball team. That's amazing.
All right, so there's 856-49-HOPPY. It's 856-494-6773. What is going on with Luigi Mangione?
Do you like musicals? Do you like attractive guys who allegedly murdered someone? Well, then you're gonna love Luigi the Musical. And yes, we're serious.
Yeah, this is the saddest thing I've ever heard. All right, that's them singing the Luigi musical. A bunch of troubled Gen Z that probably were in high school during COVID, so they're weird. He murdered the CEO, and every girl that had a terrible father finds him attractive because they're sociopaths.
Luigi Mangione, the accused murderer of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, is...
I love how it's just because he's a pretty white boy. If it was a black dude, listen, I am the most unracist person ever. But I'm telling you, if it was a guy named Lamar with dreads, it would be not the same reaction. And I hate saying that.
his very own musical comedy.
Its 15-day run debuts June 13th in San Francisco.
They have an Instagram devoted to it where they're practicing the numbers from the show.
Freaking weird. Why do you think he's a good dude? Listen, I don't like insurance. My meds go up every year, so I'm not a fan of the insurance companies. I think they're scumbags, but you can't just kill somebody. Leave me a voicemail. Tell me if I'm not thinking about it correctly. 856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-494-6773. Freaking weirdos. They even sound like a cult.
The tagline is a story of love, murder, and hash browns. Because he was apprehended in Altoona, Pennsylvania, McDonald's.
Oh, is that?
I'm sad for people that romanticize Luigi. And I have friends that have listened and they romanticize Luigi. But I will say it, even if you're my friend, if you are romanticizing Luigi, you're either a loser or you're projecting loser behavior in that. Mm-hmm.
There a song about that? Somewhere over the arches. Wait, is it okay to joke about this?
No, he murdered somebody.
Mel Brooks did do Springtime for Hitler.
That was 20 years after the fact. This kid lost his dad like a few months ago.
If it was someone that was beloved, there wouldn't be a musical.
Yeah, but you can't murder people. If you think what Luigi did is fine, then if, let's say, you go to Chipotle, but you don't get double meat, but they skimp you even on meat, you can just kill somebody then. Or, hey, I mean, that's what I'm saying. You cannot romanticize it. He took someone's life.
6 months later.
Yeah, nobody did a musical about John Lennon getting killed the spring after it happened.
And Jesus Christ Superstar happened in the 1970s.
Oh, geez.
Not the year 35.
All right, so there's that. My final message. If you are romanticizing Luigi Mangione, you're a mutant.
Whoa! Happy Hot Topic!
Welcome to TMZ Live, Harvey Levin here.
Charles here.
So the Diddy trial starts next week. It is here. They will do jury selection next week. The plan is for opening statements a week from Monday. So it is before us, folks. And there is something really interesting on the prosecution side.
Yes, we've talked a little bit about theatrics from Diddy's side and what he.
I wouldn't call it theatrics.
Not theatrics.
I call it strategy. It's really legal strategy.
It's strategy. But appearances make a difference.
They do
in court, and obviously the feds are aware of this as well because we now know who all the prosecutors will be on Diddy's trial. They're all women. They have assembled a team of female prosecutors, and that is definitely not by accident. And some of them, at least one of them, is
very famous.
You know the name.
Famous family. This is the daughter. Maureen Comey is the daughter of the former FBI director.
Mm-hmm. And James Comey, I think, was a prosecutor in the Southern District of New York as well.
He was indeed.
Yes.
In fact, he prosecuted Martha Stewart.
Right.
So, it all kind of comes together here.
Yeah, it does. Mm-hmm.
Maureen Comey, who we're
just like at Diddy parties.
Here, we're told from all accounts, she is a fierce prosecutor.
This is going to be bad for him.
He was involved in prosecuting Ghislaine Maxwell.
Right.
And
I like to call her Ghislaine.
And also Jeffrey Epstein.
So there's let me skim through the TMZ audio here. What's going on with John Elway? He's in a little bit of trouble.
John Elway and the tragic golf cart accident that...
I mean, we all know the rumors that he's a drunk.
...resulted in the death of his best friend, Jeff Sperbeck. As we've told you, the Sheriff's Department has launched an investigation. They say that they're going to be speaking to witnesses, speaking to everyone who was on that golf cart. We now have more information about who was on the golf cart, but we also have a photo, or a couple of photos, of John Elway at a party about 2 hours before.
I think.
Yeah, he looks a little drunk.
It was closer to 3.
Charles, Dan, Harvey, that's at 4:54 p.m.
Oh, so it
Pacific
was
to be
more
exact.
closer to 2. Got it. So it was closer to 2. That's John with the cup in his hand.
Red Solo cup.
Sipping on something. We were told when he walked in, he did go to the bar. We don't know what he was drinking. We don't know if that's water or if it's a mixed drink, but
it's probably a mixed drink, Charles.
He was there until about 5:15 is what witnesses tell us.
Yeah. Can you imagine, like, you're so ultra famous that everyone knows what you're doing at all times? I know, thank you.
Whoa! Happy Hot Topic!
The judge in the Sean Diddy Combs case is making a Lord of the Rings reference during his opening statement.
That's weird.
As jury selection for the rap moguls.
What did he say? My precious. Quick story, but I used to, I don't even care anymore. Who cares about Diddy? Maybe not talking about it. I used to love to reenact my precious, my precious. And one time I was rolling around on the ground in my house. And my Nana was like, can you please get off the ground? My precious. Precious. My precious. I was a weird kid.
Upcoming sex trafficking trial began May 5th. Presiding Judge Arun Subramanian made a lighthearted joke about the extensive list of names and places in the case, according to NBC News reporters at the Manhattan courthouse. Just like J.R.R. Tolkien's lengthy Lord of the Rings books and equally long film adaptations, the judge quipped that the list of people and places that may come up at the trial reminded him of the epic fantasy franchise. Diddy has been charged with sex trafficking, prostitution, racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking by
That's a lot of charges.
Force, fraud, or coercion, as well as transportation to engage in prostitution. He has pleaded not guilty to all of the charges.
I would not love, but I would think it'd be so funny if he was like, yeah, I did it.
More than 50 jurors have been brought in for interviews, according to NBC, though ultimately 12 jurors and 6 alternates will be selected for the trial, which is set to begin May 12th.
All right, so there's that. And then there is this.
Whoa! Happy Hot Topic!
I don't know if you guys remember, but I had a tumor removed from my face.
Khloe Kardashian sharing updates surrounding her face tumor.
These AI voices, unless they're real, are so freaking weird.
3 years after doctors removed the Good American founder's skin cancer.
I'll always have a little line here, and I'll always have these little nodules here a little bit. I don't know if I'll always have them, but I'll have them for a little bit. Still healing. Goodness, it's been a couple years now, which is crazy.
Yeah, the Mama too's pretty pleased with her road to recovery, which she revealed is thanks in part to face fillers.
But my girls at 7Q Spa.
So getting a face filler for once actually does something.
I just have changed my face. They've saved it because I had a really big indention because of the large mass that was removed. And I'm just so grateful for them. We put a biostimulant filler in my face. It's a larger size that we have to fill because it was quite a large indentation.
Wrapping up her Instagram story May 4th, Coco counted her blessings in the aftermath of her health scare.
Just really grateful that I was able to even remove that skin cancer from my face.
All right. Listen, I make fun of the Kardashians a lot, but I never root for somebody to have cancer. I lost my dad to cancer, and I lost my uncle to cancer. So I try not to swear on this show, but fuck you, cancer.
Happy hour. Happy hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppyRadio.com.
Happy hour will be right back.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
As a reminder, if you don't feel like listening to this next song, you can skip over it. But Ryan Hoppe of Hoppe Hour takes pride in his selection, so stick around, folks.
Watch me hawk that bitch.
Now watch me hook.
Watch me hawk that bitch.
We don't Spider-Man in. We don't Spider-Man and bitch. We don't Spider-Man and bitch. We don't Spider-Man and bitch. We don't Spider-Man and bitch.
We don't Spider-Man that bitch. We don't Spider-Man that bitch. We don't Spider-Man that bitch. We don't Superman that hoe. Ain't walking out on my toe. I'ma just get real low then win the hood. Watch me super punch that hoe. They be hating on us, why? Cause we be putting on the show. When we hit that dance floor and we be taking all them hoes and now we call super punch that hoe. Just deep up in this thing, harking on the dance floor. So when I watch me, you couldn't do it like me even if you could.
Hey soldier boy, I told you boy, watch me super punch that hoe. Like, watch me hawk that bitch. If you ain't know I walk it out on my toes and do myself before. Can't get super punch like me, hell no, and hell no. Watch me jig it on the floor after I crank that merry-go. Superman don't do that though. Super kick when I bounce on my toe. You can't get like me. You got them bakes on, so and when I super punch that bitch, I'ma walk it out on my toe.
We don't Spider-Man that bitch. We don't Superman that hoe. We don't Batman that bitch. We just super punch that hoe. Now watch me We don't Spider-Man that bitch. We don't Superman that hoe. We don't Batman that bitch. We just super punch that hoe. Now watch me
Up in his hoes, watch me crank my fist back and put two of these up in your mouth just like a Kit Kat. Dude, you better get back before I had to step up. Don't wanna bust you in your dome and leave you dripping ketchup. You go ahead and Superman that what they don't know, I'm about to super punch that super punch that right up in his nose. Dude thinking he can float, fate I'm about to let him know.
Soldier boy, you a bitch, you ain't nothing but a lame man. You softer than the mother, sweeter than the candy cane. And your whole crew rack, y'all need to stay out the booth. Your album wouldn't drop if you threw it off the roof. Nigga, you ain't ready, man. My whole crew heavy, man. North Cocky back, we known for riding in them Chevys, man. So if you see us roll up, you better hit the flow. We got them tools on deck, and we bout to let them blow.
We don't Spider-Man that bitch. We don't Superman that hoe. We don't Batman that bitch. We just super punch that hoe. Now watch me We don't Spider-Man that bitch. We don't Superman that hoe. We don't Batman that bitch. We just super punch that hoe. Now watch me
We don't Spider-Man that hoe, man. My moves are fantastic. Hit him with the 9 and make his body do gymnastics. Now I'm in the club, watch me move it, watch me move it. Those belt and pop, can you do it, can you do it? You wanna know how I do my G? Pay attention, watch me twist, throwing bars, super kick. Money on my I'm taking risks. Super that, boy, you better duck, man. Left hook, bounce, jazz, straight up a touch, man.
Walk it out on my toe, walk it out on my toe, walk it out on my walk it out on my toe, walk it out on my toe, walk it out on my toe, walk it out on my
We don't Spider-Man that bitch. We don't Superman that hoe. We don't Batman that bitch. We just super punch that hoe. Now watch me We don't Spider-Man that bitch. We don't Superman that hoe. We don't Batman that bitch. We just super punch that hoe. Now watch me We don't Spider-Man that bitch. We don't Superman that hoe. We don't Batman that bitch. We just super punch that hoe. Now watch me.
Listen to me, Randy. It doesn't matter what you look like on the outside, whether you're white or black or Sasquatch even. As long as you follow your dream, no matter how crazy or against the law it is. Except for Sasquatch. If you're Sasquatch, the rules are different.
Forget it, Meatwad. I'm a circus freak. And that's all I'll ever be.
Whatever.
Doors closing.
completely different.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
It's Hoppe Hour!
Me, Ryan, Hoppe.
Hey, what's up? This is Eddie Volkman from the Eddie and Jobo radio show, and you're listening to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Hi there. This is Marge McDouche. You might remember me from the Eddie and Jobo radio show. Now, I'm just looking at this fine young man, Ryan Hoppe. Oh, this is April Pilifoff, and you're listening to Ryan Hoppe and Hoppe Hour. I hope he can make my daughter happy.
Hey, it's MJ from the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7 FM Tampa Bay, and you're listening to the Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
People often argue over Android versus iPhones, but the real debate should be middle-aged Gen X morning shows versus Hoppe Hour. Guess who wins? We will let you decide. Welcome back to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
The golden age of radio is alive and well on Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Oh, yeah. A lot of times when I get anxiety, which is 24/7, I like to tune on ayahuasca music. Now, I never want to actually do ayahuasca because I don't feel like throwing up. If I would want to throw up, I would get drunk again. But we've had a 2 hour so far and 3-minute show. I just need a little second to say 856-49 Hoppe. That's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. You can always email me, RyanHoppeRadio@gmail.com. Time is flying. I cannot believe I have been in Tampa for a decade. My midlife crisis will definitely start soon. Speaking of a midlife crisis, this guy's a walking midlife crisis.
Hoppe Hot Topic!
Brian Austin Green is opening up about his marriage and divorce with Megan Fox.
Man, he's doing what the women do, which is they gotta go blah, 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 and live in the past about their exes.
The pair initially met when Brian guest starred on an episode of Hope and Faith. After his tumultuous divorce from Vanessa Marcil, Brian and Megan
Seems like his life's tumultuous, to be honest.
started dating. In a May 5th episode of the Oldish podcast, the actor says,
She was a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, she's freaking hot, young.
Coming out of what felt like Vietnam to me.
Wow, I'm sure she feels the same about you, bud. You're no real freaking catch, let's be honest here.
She forced me to have fun. She forced me to laugh again and enjoy life.
At the time, Megan was 18 and Brian was 30. And
Yeah.
speaking on what he believes could have led to their
I wonder if he waited for her.
demise, Brian says the age was a contributing factor.
I think
this music's giving me a panic attack.
Things got too responsible for her too young. When we were first together, I already had cash, so she became very responsible for his well-being. Was involved in all of the legal stuff that was going
He's on a podcast right now called Old-ish.
on with Vanessa and I, and
It's a lot to handle.
it's a lot at a young age. It was so much responsibility. I think she kind of just got to a point in her life where she was like, I missed out on being a kid, being an irresponsible kid.
That's a good point. That's what Hollywood will do. Chicago Commuter City has been named one of the best places to live in America. That would be Naperville. The only problem is you need money to afford it.
Everybody else in the room, no, that was disgusting. I hated it. I made it very known. I hated it.
Holly Madison is looking back at her life in the Playboy Mansion.
I love it when there's like a woman who slept around a lot in her 20s and they have major regrets about it. So then they're like, oh, it was gross. First of all, no one forced you to be there unless someone forced you to be there. If that makes sense. And second of all, it made you famous. Shut up. So tired of these women speaking out about Hugh Hefner. All right, he's dead. You weren't doing it when he was alive, honey.
During an appearance on Owen Fields' podcast, In Your Dreams, the Girls Next Door alum reflects on her 7-year romance with the late Hugh Hefner, including how she wasn't a fan of sharing him in the bedroom.
Yeah. Why does this matter?
Well, it's a very different story between when we were just like by ourselves.
Yeah.
Than like with everybody else in the room. Everybody else in the room, no, that was disgusting. I hated it.
Yeah, you're probably boring. That's probably why you needed to bring other people in, was you're not really satisfying them.
I made it very known. I hated it.
And while she despised having group sex with the Playboy founder, Holly does know that their intimacy thrived when they were alone.
Yeah, she seems like she's really jealous of other girls maybe doing this thing better or this thing better.
But if it was just me and him, it was very like a lot more normal than you would think.
I would not think it would be normal, to be honest.
Nobody does.
To be honest, why did the podcast guy talk like this?
I think everybody has this like real horror story of like how gross an old man's body must be, and they're like, like I swear, I can't post anything. I mean, not so much these days, but I feel like there was a time when I couldn't post anything without some dumbass in the comments like, "Oh, old balls" or something.
Her getting the comment "old balls" is my 70 download.
TikTok, Toxic playing cruel pranks. Hoppy's hour almost done. Feels like robbery in banks. Ryan Hoppe on the mic, dropping wisdom in streams. Syndicated sorrow, now it's time to shatter dreams. Oh, the Hoppe hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. Buzzing, but the laughter's growing dim. Eardrums mixing Hoppe like fingers without rings. DHX to FM, shoutouts hit the street, but soon the sound will vanish like shadows in the heat. Oh, the Hoppe hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. But the laughter's growing dim. Eardrums mixing Hoppe like fingers without rings. DHX to FM, shoutouts hit the street, but soon the sound will vanish like shadows in the heat. Oh, the Hoppe hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. Oh, life's just so unfair. Like clockwork to a show. Now it's time to face the silence like a TV on snow. Ryan Hoppe held the mic with humor so divine. The void left in our hearts wider than a canyon line. Empty speakers, silent time but coming to an end. Like a roller coaster stopping round the river's bend. Hoppe's jokes and jabs, these are daily grind. Now silence louder than the thoughts we can't rewind. Oh, the Hoppe hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. The Hoppe hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair.
Happy hour. Happy hour.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
And like that, he's gone.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
I'll kick you in the nuts and we'll call it a day.
Happy hour is now over.
Happy hour is now over. Game over.
This concludes our broadcast day. Good night, and God bless America.
Doors closing.
So, this is the Easter egg. If you've been listening this long, I appreciate it. Now, this will only really matter to people in Cleveland, Rochester, New York, Louisville, or any small city in the Midwest. But 10 years ago, I worked for Rover's Morning Glory. It's actually been the 10-year anniversary of me moving here from Cleveland. But I interviewed his rival, Brother Weeze, and back then my speech was even crazier. And I said that my show had 70 downloads because Brother Weeze asked how my show did while I was interviewing him, because he's always beaten Rover in the ratings in Rochester, New York. So the last 10 years, Rover's tried to shame my name by saying 70 downloads, 70 downloads. So here is my explanation of Rover's Morning Glory's 70 downloads on today's overtime Easter egg on Happy Hour. Throwback.
And now, something completely different.
And all right, I've been debating the last 9 years if I wanted to discuss this. So let me give you the backstory. I grew up in Chicago, Illinois, and around the year 2001, my mom got caught stealing cable from the next door neighbors. So my only source of entertainment was either DVDs, VHSs, or the radio. And during 9/11, I found out everything from WLS 890 with the Roe and Gary show. And then I liked Rush Limbaugh before I knew he was a piece of garbage, but I think he's a good host. And I grew up listening to Eddie and Jobo on B96, Drux in the Morning on Kiss FM, Jonathan Brandmeier. And then there was a show that was the replacement for Howard Stern in 2006 called Rover's Morning Glory. And it was on 105.9 Free FM WCKG. Shane Rover French is a Howard Stern copycat. He's very talented at copying Howard, but he's literally the same show as Howard. Got the female sidekick, got the sound effects, got the yes man known as Dieter or Artie Lang for Howard. You got the yes men. And he was on the air in Chicago for 7 months in 2006, and I listened every single day, and he's considered one of the biggest bombs of all time in Chicago radio, as he had like a 0.3 share, which means like literally nobody was listening. I think that 0.3 share was literally me listening. And I'll explain to you why I'm talking about this. So he influences me to go into radio. He gets kicked off the air in 2006. So then I'm not able to hear him for 5 years, but I had all these tapes in my room of him. So he's definitely got an influence on me. Like the way I open up the show with an intro and music and give out the phone number, that's very much Rover's Morning Glory-esque. So in 2011, when the iHeartRadio app comes out and they have the replay channels, I started listening every day in high school, and I'm like, man, I'm listening to them, Opie and Anthony, Bubba the Love Sponge, and I'm like, I want to really go into radio. So in 2014, I call Rover after going to two of his festivals called Roverfest in Cleveland in 2013 and 2014. And in 2007, I reached out to this guy named One-Eyed Bry. And he had one eye, and he was an intern when Rover was in Chicago. And I got to be careful about how I say this, even though he's been dead 10 years. But he had a knack for talking to kids. He loved mentoring kids. He loved being a teacher. And he kind of told me he was a big deal on radio because he had a website. He had a show called Dominion Live. It was like a mix of shock jock radio and like the late night sci-fi shows, like Coast to Coast. It was a strange show. It was like podcasting early on. And I used to call in and talk about whatever was on my mind. Well, we would talk until 1 a.m. because I had no other friends at that time. And he would end the conversation by saying, I love you. And I was like, love you too. So my dad would listen on the other line. And my dad was like, I don't want you to talk to this guy anymore. So because of One-Eyed Bry, I had to delete my MySpace, and then I had to change my AOL Instant Messenger. It was Adult Swim 1993, and then I made it Relaxin' Rhino 24/7 and Chillin' Rhino 24/7 because I wanted to have my name be like a radio DJ, like Mad Cow or Rover or Bubba. So when One Eyed Bride dies in 2014, I call Rover, and they were looking for a phone screener at the time. And everybody's like, oh my God, you got to hire Hoppe. You got to hire Hoppe. So I try out twice for the show and I get hired. But immediately I was doing the overnight show in Chicago. I was interning at an EDM show. So I was a little cocky. I was 21. And around the same time I walk in and my dad's dead. So I'm also going through like suppressed trauma. So I moved to Cleveland in January 2015 and alcoholism runs in my family. So I'm getting blackout drunk every weekend, and it just wasn't really working with me and Rover's Morning Glory when I was on the show. We did wacky stunts. They had a lot of pranks. I was getting recognized everywhere, but I probably would have ended up dead like my replacement on that show if I would have kept partying. I'm not trying to throw a shot at the person that replaced me, but it's just a matter of fact. So I get fired on St. Patrick's Day 2015 for getting blackout drunk. And the most embarrassing part was I was using Rover's Morning Glory t-shirts as a way to wipe off wing sauce. I was blasted out of my mind. I had 2 Irish car bombs. I allegedly smoked weed in front of the bosses, even though it's legal now. And everybody on that show had an arrest. So I then become a janitor at LA Fitness, and people are filming me working a job as a man after I get fired. So I go, I got to get out of Cleveland. So I get a job at 1025 The Bone in Tampa, and I get the hell out of Cleveland, and I go, bye, Cleveland, kiss my ass. And here's what happens, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I, at the same time, have always been friends with this guy named Brother Weeze. And Brother Weeze is the king of Rochester, New York. And he always beat Rover in the ratings. Rover never really did well in any of the Midwest cities, and that's just a matter of fact. But Cleveland loves him, and he makes $1 million a year there, so good for him. But in Rochester, New York, Brother Weeze, his producer, once told me they never once thought about Rover in the ratings, because Brother Weeze was like the man. He was from Rochester, New York. He talks all crazy and wild. He used to party. He was in Vietnam. He was the host of Woodstock 94 or 99. So he's just a legend up in New York. So right when I got hired, they were like, oh, well, you're going to need to not talk to him anymore. And that was already kind of an iffy thing. So when I get fired in March, I moved to Tampa. And I interviewed Brother Weeze because I started doing interviews. I've done 370 interviews in 9 years. And I interviewed Brother Weeze, and as I played earlier in the show, some old audio of my show, I used to have a really strange voice. Being around Mike Calta and people in Florida, my voice became very Florida, but back 10 years ago, it was very Midwest. So here's the thing. I interviewed Brother Weeze, and Rover plays the audio because Brother Weeze throws some shots at Rover about him always losing to him in the ratings. So I'm going to play you the audio of this thing that happened, and then I'll explain to you what's going on.
Yeah, let me ask you, bro, how do you get people to hear your podcast?
Well, I'm very lucky, I would say, sort of. When I was on Rover's Morning Glory, I was on there for 3 months. We went separate ways, and that fan base, they either love me, bro, or they hate me. There's no in between. The RMG fans either love me or hate me, so they listen to my show. Also, when I get these guests on, it helps promote it because people will look up Brother Weeze or E-Rock from Opie and Jimmy. And then I'm on 1025 The Bone every once in a while, and I work behind the scenes and promotions. So I'm not saying I'm better than any other podcast ever. Man, I sound cocky. Everybody's equal, but what I try to do is bring in names that can help me give my podcast bigger. So this was 4 months after I got fired from Rover, and I'm 21. Because, dude, I did my show for 2 years before I moved to Cleveland, and I'd be lucky if I got 20 listens. Now each show has 70 downloads. 70 downloads. So, for the past 9 years, Rover played that audio because he was mad that Brother Weeze made fun of him. So, for the past 10 years, everybody comments on my post. 70 downloads. 70 downloads. Even though Rover doesn't have the most traditional radio voice ever. 70 downloads. So, Some might say, oh, you sound bitter, or this is sour grapes. No. I've never formally addressed it, and we need to just break down facts here. Because I got this comment here, and this is still a part of Hoppy's inbox. I get a comment here. It says right here, 70 downloads. I said more like 446,803 downloads, but I appreciate you referencing something from an Ohio radio show in 2015. And he says 446K downloads from 523 subs. Come on, man. 70 is pushing it. Okay. So I do have 523 subscribers on YouTube. I'm not trying to get famous off of YouTube. You see what's happening with Kill Tony, where they can't be as edgy. YouTube is the new FCC. They are censoring people. And then you have shows like the Real Ass Podcast with Louis J. Gomez having to change their name to Zach and Jay or something like that. Or Zach and Lewis because they couldn't have the word ass in their title. I don't do amazing on YouTube. Let me look at the numbers right here. But I do okay on YouTube. I've had 6,919 views in the past 30 days. But here's what drives me absolutely nuts. And this is just a legacy thing. Some people might not care, but I'm just going to talk about it anyway. In the past 9 years since I said the exact quote, 70 downloads, altogether, I have had almost 450,000 downloads. And this year I've had 20,000 downloads. And today I've had 380 downloads. Let's look at Spotify real quick. And I know this is kind of breaking the mystery because whenever you listen to morning radio, you feel like somebody's your friend and you feel like you know them. I've been there. This year I've had 51,000 downloads on Spotify. I've had 2,400 streams on Spotify. I've had 23,000 listens on Spotify, and I've earned 549 followers on Spotify. And in the past 30 days, I've had 10,000 impressions. This is only going to be the only time I talk about this. And I'm not even trying to throw shade at a radio show in Cleveland. But it's just, this is slander. And this is what always drove me nuts about the whole thing that we are discussing, known as 70 downloads, was if I was on the radio show at the time and I was interviewing the radio host that always beat him in the ratings, 70 downloads, then maybe you could make a case for it. But this was after I got fired and I admitted online that I shouldn't have gotten blackout drunk. And then I moved to Tampa and I left cloudy, depressing, mean Cleveland for sunny Florida. And I've moved on and all the shows up there were breaking down this audio. And it's like, that's such a bitch move. Worry about your own show, not making it outside of any show in Cleveland. And I have a lot of respect for Rover. I grew up listening to the guy. I was a fan and I've never addressed this, but it's like 70 downloads plus 450,000 downloads. And I know that ruins the bit. And I know until the end of time, people will keep commenting that phrase known as 70 downloads. But we just had to discuss facts. I'm on 15 podcasting platforms. I'm on Podcast Radio US in Savannah, Georgia, St. Louis, Tampa Bay, Fort Myers, Charlotte, Detroit, Minnesota, and the UK. And I'm also on the Be On Air Podcast Network, Z Radio Live, Ride the Wave Media, and I'm forgetting the other one. That's how many things I have going on. And I work for the MJ Morning Show in Tampa Bay. And I also am doing traffic reports where I'm talking to literally 1 million people in the afternoon. 70 downloads is inaccurate. That was 9 years ago. Move on. That was during the second administration of the Barack Obama. I said that kind of funny. But what I'm saying is move on. You're obsessed with me because you got nothing else in Cleveland. And I'm not talking about Rover because he doesn't talk about me anymore. Because he does this thing where he'll talk bad about other people, but when they reply, he doesn't reply like a coward. He's a bitch. He's a talented bitch. but he's a bitch. And he won't even admit that he's in Cleveland. So all his diehard fans that are like, sycophants for him and think that they're his boy, he doesn't even want to be in Cleveland. He moved to Miami, and then he calls it the city I live in for his small markets like Lima, Ohio. So you're literally kissing ass to somebody who's never even embraced your city. And I used to get yelled at when I'd be like, oh, I went to Lakewood, Ohio, or I went to Akron. It's like, no, you got to make it seem bigger. Again, I've been holding this in for 9 years, but it becomes slander at some point. It's a bitch move. He's not going to kiss you. If you're a female listener, well, he actually might screw you. But if you're a male listener, he's not going to be your friend. Stop it.
Fun times in Cleveland again. Still Cleveland. Come on down to Cleveland town, everyone. Under construction since 1868. See our river that catches on fire. It's so polluted that all our fish have AIDS. We see the sun almost 3 times a year. This guy has at least 2 DUIs. The flats look like a Scooby-Doo ghost town. Don't slow down in East Cleveland or you'll die. Our economy's based on LeBron James. Buy a house for the price of a VCR. Our main export is
now it's based off of that rapist known as Deshaun Watson. Karma.
Crippling depression. We're so this is art. It could be worse though, at least we're not Detroit. We're not Detroit.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.